What is... Sorry, I didn't know it was recording. What's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I'm coming to you today with a review for Love and Hip Hop ATL Season 5, Episode 10. So let's get to it, shall we? So we got Mad Mimi. I really want to know why this man didn't tell me that not only does he have one baby out in the world, but that he has 2 new babies out there. This is the same man who came begging to me to crash on my couch because he and Jocelyn were having problems. Honestly, I understand why Jocelyn is so mad with him right now. Of course she understands. Why the fuck you so mad though, Mimi? I wish that girl would go find her some business and get out of there, you guys. Anyway, she tells him what Jocelyn told her. Is there anything that you want to tell me right now? And Stevie J was like, yeah, I want to tell you that the bitch is crazy. She lying. Ain't no baby, bitch. I got 5 kids. No more, no less. Mimi says, but Jocelyn says that she spoke to the ladies and that they got paperwork. Ain't no baby, bitch. But the paperwork has your name on it for child support. Ain't no baby, bitch. Stevie J is sticking with his story. Why would Jocelyn even lie like this? He says, well, you know, he don't know what Jocelyn is on, but she been tripping ever since she got back. All he knows is that she threw all the bleach all over his clothes and cut it up while he was in Los Angeles. Mimi is looking at it and she don't know what to think. But she says that she is going to get some answers, damn it. Guess what? If there's a Stevie J baby running around this bitch, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. You fucking better believe that. I was just like, she's so tough, y'all. Guess what? She said, your charm ain't gonna win me over, nigga, not today, but I guess you can crash on my damn couch. Now, child, I can't get into this whole Ariane being, you know, the caged bird who sings. We remember that shit a couple of seasons ago when she sang for K. Michelle. Bitch, we wasn't here for it back then and we ain't here for it today. I'm sorry, okay? I mean, somebody so passionate seems like we would have heard something from her, right? Anyway, she meets with D. Smith because she says that D. Smith and Betty Idol are the people that can put her in place. Constant on the fence friend that the Ariane is, you know, they're talking about K. Michelle and they have to question the sanity of anybody that would work with a K. Michelle. Seems like K. Michelle is close enough to the industry to make some shit work, especially since she just said she can sign people to her label, right? Okay, so I don't really understand what the problem is here, but D. Smith and Betty Idol take a liking to Ariane's plight. You know, she's crying. Everything has been about everybody else her whole life. And she's been singing since she was, you know, inch high to a centipede's thigh. Shout out to E40. Now she's just ready to sing. It's all about her now. You know, I'm tired of it being about anybody else. I said, girl. So ain't nobody ever heard Miss Ariane sing as far as D. Smith and Betty Idol. But you know what? Because she's sitting here, she's crying. They make it very clear that she's a beautiful girl. So we're going to give her a chance just on the merit of her being cute. Child, I guess. Now, Miss Deb and Bambi is over at Tammy and Waka's house, you guys. And let's have a moment of silence for Tammy and Waka's relationship. I shouldn't laugh. You guys, actually, it breaks my heart to see that them two were broke, you know, that they've separated now and that it ain't going to work out. But I really wanted it to work. They seemed like they loved each other enough. It just seemed like Waka loved every fucking body else too. Kind of disrespectful. Like, it just didn't work. It just didn't work. Okay, we're going to talk more about it, you know, in top of the vlogs. All of the damn Love and Hip Hop cast got a whole bunch of bullshit going on, so we're going to save that for top of the vlogs. Okay, getting back to the story at hand. They talking about how Bambi was railroaded at the K. Michelle listening party. Bambi said, you know, it was very ironic that they could talk about her, calling her an animal, calling her a man. But if Bambi as a woman said anything negative about D. Smith being a transgendered woman, then it would have been all kind of fucking bullshit. And yeah, it was a good point. Tammy brings up a point that Betty Idol rides D. Smith's dick entirely too hard. No pun intended. I'm sorry to my trans. Y'all, come on now. We just playing. I know, I'ma hear about it. Okay. Anyway, you guys, Miss Deb says all this animosity is exactly why she came up with no RIP. Okay, no reckless internet posting, even though reckless is spelled with a W. I don't know where the new math is coming in, but okay. But she's trying to combat all of these problems with her, her whole movement, no RIP. This is something that I need from you guys. I would love it. We're gonna do a no RIP event. I would love it if you two would sit on the panel. Because she feels that it's a good time to bring these four ladies into a conversation. D. Smith, Betty Idle, Bambi, and Tammy. And in a normal world, you guys, that probably could happen. But you're dealing with D. Smith, okay, who's very closed-minded. And in her view, if you're not laying out the fucking red carpet for all of the transgender community, then damn it, we can't have a conversation. Bambi and Tammy failed to realize how this is going to kind of further on the cause and the mission of no RIP. But, Miss Deb is just like, trust me, it's going to work out. I was just like, keep on living, Miss Deb. And that's because she meets with D. Smith, okay? And it starts out pretty good, but the shit declines very swiftly. I called this meeting for several reasons. One, I really wanted you to be a part of the anti-bully panel. So she explains the whole concept behind no RIP. And you know what? D. Smith is here. She's all for it. And that's good, right? Well, don't speak too soon, because Deb also mentions to her that, she wanted to talk about the problems that she has with Tammy. And bitch, why did she say that? D. Smith got the waxing poetical on how Tammy is the problem here, and that Waka, had all of these negative things to say about the transgender community. Child, D. Smith's panties are still in a bunch, and honey, she mad about the fight that Tammy had with Betty Idle, and calls Tammy a damn Tasmanian devil, and Deb was trying to get her to see that even Betty Idle doing what she did to Tammy, that was a reflection of you. The same way that you made it a reflection of Tammy of what Waka said. I was like, exactly. But D. Smith, she's not willing to compromise. She's not willing to reason. She was just like, it was cute, but no, that's not the same thing. Nice try. And Deb was just like, try? I was just like, Deb, don't let that bitch get your pressure up now. Oh, Nelly. I thought D. Smith would really be good for the panel, but obviously I thought wrong. She should have listened to Tammy and Bambi. As far as I'm concerned, you guys, D. Smith is not reasonable at all. Now, Ariane takes Mimi out to meet D. Smith. She says that Mimi has been all in her ass about singing, and now she's here to do something about it. I was just like, in your ass, huh? I'm gonna leave it alone, y'all, but the jokes write themselves. Mimi says that she's glad that somebody is fucking finally taking Ariane seriously. You guys can make some real fucking magic out there. Ah, child, I guess it'll be real fucking something, right? If you want to call it magic, then we gonna roll with that. You guys, this whole meeting with D. Smith, the shit annoyed me again. Every time D. Smith is on the screen, she annoys me. I feel like D. Smith is a terrible representation of transgender community. If Mona's whole idea was to bring a transgender onto the television show and for us to get a better understanding and be more compassionate towards the transgender community and all of the struggles that they face, this was a terrible choice. I don't like D. Smith because she's hostile. Like I said, she's closed-minded, and it's always her way or the highway. And I done told you guys 100 times that you cannot fucking fight the entire world because they don't agree with you. Sometimes you just got to go and let people that accept you, you be good with the ones that accept you, and you hope the other ones will come around. But all this D. Smith and the anger that she portrays, it's not my transgender rock stars. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about D. Smith, because I think that she's doing you a disservice. I think you need to sit down with Mona and let her know you don't like that bitch either. So when Betty get there, I'm double annoyed now. Now Mimi is, now she annoyed, okay? Because Tammy is her girl, and everybody on this show always got to take up for their girls when somebody else show up. Y'all think y'all can sit down and have a discussion with Tammy? Because Tammy is my girl and all of this, and Betty Idle, I don't know, she pulled out my hair. Plus, Betty tells them that, D. Smith had a problem with Miss Deb. All right, and this was the cute little scene when D. Smith, pulled out the man voice to mock Miss Deb, and I was like, that ain't it at all. Miss Deb, she got a little bit more of this in here. You got to put a little of this. I didn't even think that was funny, because again, as a transgender woman, you're able to call another woman that was biologically born a woman. You get to kind of make fun and call her a man, but again, we can't call a transgender woman a man without it being disrespectful, right? I'm telling you guys, these double standards. But whatever, you guys, they convinced D. Smith that she should go to the No RIP event, okay, not for them, but for her, okay, to speak out for a community that she loves so much. So D. Smith says, you know what, I'm gonna have to put on my whole shield of armor, but yeah, I think I will go. Now, the No RIP event. They got speakers there, and Deb says,
today we're here to bring awareness, and hopefully we can change some lives.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of people there from the LGBTQRSNNOLFTT community. I don't know, but I feel like the No RIP thing is kind of being pigeonholed to speaking out for the gay community, when I thought it was more about just internet bullying as a whole, because Deb Adney's son didn't kill himself. He wasn't gay. He was being bullied online. And I thought it was more about people just sitting behind the safety of their keyboard and just talking reckless. Okay, so I feel like they're trying to make it be about something else here. Maybe this was just a little category, just a little section of what the whole No RIP movement is. But anyway, D. Smith and Betty Idle walk in, and again I was like, Deb, don't let your pressure get up. They open up the floor, and of course D. Smith, she's the first person on the podium, and she goes on and on about how difficult it was for her to come out of the closet, how her family didn't accept it, and that people just need to try to understand and have a conversation, that the conversation is needed. Okay, nice enough, right? Tammy takes it personal because she says, you know what, I can't sit up here and listen to her talk about we need to have a conversation and people should be more sympathetic and understanding when both Dee and Betty Idle are bullies themselves. So she gets to defending Waka. D. Smith says, well, you know what, Waka has a responsibility to his platform to just say that, you know, he's cool with the transgenders, or he likes the transgender, but he doesn't like transgenders. He's not cool with the transgenders. My whole thing again is D. Smith being a transgender, I just don't feel like transgendered people can be so sensitive. I mean, you already just said that your family didn't understand. You have to know that the rest of the world probably feels a lot more like your family does than how you would want them to react to you saying that you were born a male, but now you feel like inside your soul that you're a woman. So it's just not anything where you can't fight every fucking body. How many times I got to say this, y'all? But child, that shit gets out of hand real quick. Tammy get to talking out the side of her neck and says, listen, if I could control all the shit that my damn husband says, then I would keep the nigga from cheating on my ass. Okay, she didn't say that in them words, but that's what the fuck she might as well have said, because that's what she meant. And honey, Deb was just like, okay, wait a minute.
This is not the time or the place.
And I was just like, girl, this show ain't, because they fixing to tear Waka apart. She was just like, why y'all got to come with the bullshit? I already told you guys what I wanted this to be.
Until this type of shit stops, there will be no acceptance. And I'm done with it, because this is ridiculous.
I was like, I just told you, Deb, don't let them get your pressure up. So I guess we can say that the No RIP event, maybe it was a little bit of a bust. Now, sure enough, Scrapp, he at his mama's studio. I said, Mona, bitch, you got your entire staff up at this damn criminal's warehouse where she store all her stolen goods. She probably got half a fucking sacks up in that place. The fuck she need a studio for? I know she said it was gonna be pictures and videos and music. Child, I go check some of them rooms, FBI. But all jokes aside, this whole topic with Showed Up Scrapp going to jail is sad. And every time on Love and Hip Hop, when they gotta show a man going off to jail and having to leave his children behind, that shit is always a touching thing for me. But you can't ignore, like, you do shit and, you know, you get caught, you gotta pay the price. And this is what happens. You have to leave behind your children that need you. Men and women out there, before you do crimes, just remember your children need you. So it's sad to, you know, when he's having the conversation with his son. But I mean, what else can you do? You got 2,000 fucking pounds of marijuana. Did you think that they was just gonna be like, that's all right? No. Okay. So every choice has a consequence. Now KK, because her baby is going off to jail, she had this old bootleg ass going away party. I said, Mona, bitch, you couldn't even work into the budget. You know, we could all went to Red Lobster or some shit and had a little get together for. Why are we in this fucking little tiny ass room sitting around a card table with all these niggas and Rashida? Rashida's sitting over there, you know, Stevie J, he there, Uncle Daddy. And he says, yeah, you know, he crashing at Mimi's pad because him and Jocelyn is having some shit, and Rashida was just like, Lord, this too much for me. I was like, Rashida, that bitch, this ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. Okay? She gonna say that Jocelyn and Stevie J is crazy. I said, that line right there, then then brought the wrath of Jocelyn onto your ass at that reunion, bitch. You best be careful. Just stay out of it. I know she said she want to talk to Mimi, but I was like, bitch, it ain't worth it. But you know, it's getting closer to the time for Show Enough Scrap to go, and you know, after KK goes in the room and talks to him about, you know, holding them down, y'all. It's a whole bunch of down holding in this episode. Okay, I guess that's the common goal when a nigga's going off to jail. She gives him some word of encouragement from one jailbird to the next. It tells him to try to keep his mental together. Don't worry about the people on the outside. Just make sure you good on the inside, both literally and figuratively. But you know what? Let's get back out here to this card party before everybody leaves. Get back out there. It's more talk of, you know, this down holding thing. And they let him know that they gonna make sure that everything is good while he's on the inside. And so the day comes when it's time for him to leave. You know, it's very sad. The night before, he has his prayers, and he's with his brother Sass and his nephew and his son. After they finish their prayers, the boys go off to bed. You know, him and Sass are talking, and again, it's more talk of this down holding, you guys. Holding it down. Sass says that, you know, Show Enough Scrap has been there for him because, you know, him and his relationship with his dad is strained, you guys. You know, because once you beat a nigga to death and stuff him in a goddamn trunk, you know, they don't tend to like you no damn more. We can't get that damn thing back on track. While they're talking, you know, they agree that, you know, Show Enough Scrap did make some mistakes, and this just ain't the way to go. You know, while he's in there, he tells Sass, you know, that you need to stay on the straight and narrow. Make good decisions. We don't need to go down this road no more. Focus on your music and make sure you just stay out of the way. Be a daddy to your son. Be a daddy to my kid. Or kids, I should say, because y'all know he has another baby out there as well. So, you know, when he gets up the next morning, you know, we have the very the very emotional scene where he cuts off his hair. I was like, thank God for small favors. I knew there was a God. Quiet as it's kept, I wish he would have handed that damn scissor over to damn Sass ass. Because I was just like, oh, Sass is kind of cute. Y'all ain't got a whole bunch of fucking teeth, though. Just too many. But you know, beggars can't be choosers, y'all. I was just like, oh, Show Enough Scrap, he not too bad looking of a dude. But you know, they carry their ass on down to the courthouse, and all of the King family is there, cousins, aunts, uncles, you know, friends, whatnots. They praying, you know, they trying to get it all together. I mean, it's just, what can you say? It's sad. It's a sad situation that this man, who is obviously so loved by his family, okay, made these mistakes and now has to leave them. Okay, like I said, men and women out there, before you make these choices, remember that your family, when you go to jail, everybody is affected. Okay, that's proof of it right there. But you know, hold your head up, Show Enough Scrap. Don't drop the soap. It wasn't nice, huh? All right, you guys, so that's it. We coming to the close. We at episode 10. It's probably only going to be a few more episodes, so we'll see how shit ties up. Anyway, you guys, let me get off of here. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.